Hey, all, wow, weather for liveweatherblogs.com. It's pretty late. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:10 a.m. And I'm not doing a blog because I see some big-time signs. I was looking at them all day. It's been very busy today, right up to Christmas here coming up. But wow, 29 degrees below zero right now, just here in northern Minnesota. 2 degrees below zero right now. Current temperatures in Minneapolis, one above in Chicago. That's it. You're sitting in the 40s and 50s just a day ago. Cold air is trying to move in and go over the top of the Appalachian Mountains. It's moving toward the coast. This cold air, as I said the other day, would come down and slosh east, and that's what it's doing. Most of this really, really cold air will kind of slosh east, come like this, and back up again. But you can clearly see it. This is some really cold air, and it's making it a little bit further south than I thought. So look for the cold air to start enveloping the east again. You clearly see that there's a ridge out west, and we're going to take a look at that in the water vapor map. As I was talking to you about the other night, the P&A going positive causes a ridge out west and troughiness along the east coast. You clearly see it on the water vapor map that I'll show you in a moment. If we go up into Canada, here's your one chunk of cold air sitting down, kind of draining down this way. Here's the effects of the P&A going positive. The ridge is warming in the western part of Canada. That means the jet stream is going to go up and grab this cold air that's sitting up here and start bringing it down into the United States. And that's where the Arctic Oscillation is going sharply negative. It means cold air intrusion into the lower 48. Some of the wind chills up here are pretty substantial. 48 degree below zero wind chills. This cold air, a lot of good snowpack. Cold air is going to start draining down, folks. If you go on the other side of the globe, in the North Asia, 38 degrees below zero, the cold air is really spreading out up over in this area too as well. Up here is some signs of some stratospheric warming going on up here at 30 to 70 millibars. If that's the case, that may cause our weather on the North American side, with the polar vortex coming down a little bit, and actually start causing this to be a little more permanent. These right now are the current wind chills, but if you look at the current temperatures in North America, you clearly see the cold air up here kind of spilling over the poles here. And when that happens, typically means, and you can see the cold air where it's pointing right here. You're going to have your trough axis set up here, and the storms are going to be kind of forced down this way and then up the East Coast. And this is exactly what I was talking with Rob about at the bloggers lunch and a few of the other members that came, is that if this NAO goes negative, plunging this tremendous below zero cold Arctic air, 88 degrees today down here in Florida, that's dynamite down there, just waiting for a giant storm to take place. And lo and behold, there might be something coming up later up in January. I did say January, February, March, we're going to get a tremendous wild winter weather event, and it's going to be lots of snow, maybe even some severe weather as well. So what do we have going on for us? Well, here you go. Low pressure developing here in the southwestern states, and then boots out and then starts moving to the East Coast. 1039 millibar high. You see the cold air kind of wedging down here. It's starting to pick up the negative NAO maybe. Big time overrunning snows, and this will kind of fly off to the east. The NAO being negative, I'm thinking this high is going to kind of hold its ground. Low pressure is forced this way, as you saw, and you can see another big piece of energy coming down again. GFS starting to pick up on some signs that some major snows will may be coming soon. This is the GFS at hour 2:64 coming up on Saturday the 4th, and you can see that the cold air is just spilling down out of Canada and then up the East Coast with a trough. So here's your P&A, the big ridge. Big ridge goes up and over the top, grabs the cold air from Alaska and central Canada and swings it down. Here's our polar vortex, another one dropping down behind it. Folks, it's going to look, start watching the models here. Things are going to start getting interesting. Here's the water vapor map, and this clearly indicates what's going on. Clearly see that the ridging is going to start building again. You get that right here, this signature right here. You're going to start getting the ridging rebuilding again. This system's going to start coming down out of Canada, dragging more cold air with it. Here's the trough left over on the East Coast. railroad tracks are set. This is the subtropical jet is just sitting here waiting for the ignitement of dynamite down here in the Gulf of Mexico, western Gulf of Mexico. Folks, it's inevitable, but I think it's just a matter of time until this area right in here gets into a major winter snowstorm coming up in early February, or I'm sorry, excuse me, early January. Like in the January 1st through January 7th time frame, climatologically, that time period's pretty good for winter storms. Matter of fact, in 1996 on January 7th, 36 inches of snow fell in Philadelphia. I'm not saying that's going to happen here, but all indications are with a ridge building out here in the western part of the United States, going to come down here. We're setting up for something coming up. So what's going to happen tomorrow now? Here's your cold front lying there. The cold front has cleared the coast. 1 degree below zero wind, actual air temperatures. This cold air is moving east. Already you can start to see some showers and snow showers developing. Looks like this is the Arctic boundary setting up right here. You got one boundary, it's kind of like a polar front, if you would, and then an Arctic boundary, and right along the Arctic boundary is starting to bring out any available leftover moisture. This right here, this feature is actually going to move off to the east. Do not be surprised to see some snow showers and flurries, maybe even white in the ground in a few locations, anywhere from Philadelphia north and west. You'd be surprised if a couple sneak in here. You can see this tail here coming up for tomorrow. And you even get the idea that there's a secondary push right here dropping due south. This cold air is actually really trying to penetrate. So it's going to be real interesting to see how far east and southeast this gets. But in any case, this is looking promising. Coming up in early January, if you like a snowstorm. That's a major overrunning event. This low pressure runs to the coast, redevelops, and then moves up the coast. That would be a major snowstorm, folks, coming up in January 1st to the 5th, 6th time period. Keep it here at liveweatherblogs.com. Alright, these guys here, like I said the other night, Dean, Rob, John, me, Wild Weather, Steve DiMartino, and all the other guys, Oakland, we'll all keep you up to date. Nice write-up by Chris Wright, too. Check his out. Folks, it's just a matter of time. And don't forget to go to my page right here. Snowy pattern setting up. Alright, snowy pattern setting up. And here we go. Here we go. There's the OZGFS. Negative NAO. And we'll see what happens. Have a good night. Wild Weather for liveweatherblogs.com.